Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So first off, I know that this setup is very awkward, but the bathroom lighting is so rinky-dink. It's not giving what it needs to give, so I just had to hook up my little, camera holder to the window of the hotel and just make it work. Anyways, I want to talk to you guys about a few things that they don't tell you as a flight attendant. As you know, I've been a flight attendant for, I think it's been like 6 months now, so I'm in the game, if you will. Not really, because I'm still on probation, so I guess I can really say what's up next year when I'm not on probation anymore. But 6 months in, that's something. Got a raise, so that's awesome. But I will just share with you the game that I have received so far from being 6 months in. So without further ado, let's just get started. I have my notes right here, so if you see me looking down, I'm gonna try to edit it out as much as I can, but if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes so I can not make this video long-winded, because we all hate long-winded videos. Tip number 1 is that turbulence can take some time getting used to, especially if you are Denver based. Listen, that turbulence can get very shaky, especially when you're sitting in the back. Like sometimes I'll even feel like slightly, I don't want to say dizzy, but like lightheaded. So, that's something you definitely want to get used to. I know that there's rides from like Denver to Aspen. I guess those are really rides. I have yet to have a Denver to Aspen flight, but apparently those are very, very turbulent. So, if you want to take those motion sickness pills, then I would do so. But overall, turbulence is something that you will have to get used to, especially if you're sitting in the back. Tip number 2 is that you want to pack your bags effectively. And what I mean by that is that you want to pack light. You don't want to bring all these extra items. If you like to do your makeup, just bring the essentials. Don't bring lipstick when you're gonna wear a mask all day. Just keep it simple. I used to bring multiple outfits because I'm I don't know what I'm gonna wear, but it's no, we don't have space for that. So I have one outfit that I bring, and that's what I'm gonna wear, whether it's raining, hail, sleet, snow. You only got one option. And gym clothes. So those are 2 things that I bring, 2 separate outfits. I don't bring a whole bunch of outfits. Also, you want to buy one of those hooks where you can hook your lunchbox or your separate bag to your suitcase, which I will put a link down below of the hooks that I'm talking about. But if you see flight attendants in the airport, you see that they have normally 3 to 4 bags, and they have those little hooks. You want to buy those so you can have a hook. And also, a rookie mistake that I made, I have a suitcase with 2 wheels, so that means I'm lugging it, right? Instead of being like me, this is what you need to do. You need to buy a suitcase that has 4 wheels so that you can have it sliding next to you, rolling next to you, instead of pulling it. So that's less work you have to do, less weight that you're pulling versus having it on the side. Because I'm still pulling it, and that's a lot of work. Sometimes my shoulders hurt because I pack so much stuff, and then I'm lugging it all around the airport, and I'm in big, super huge airports, and my gate is B99, so I have a long walk. So it would have been way more helpful if I had a suitcase that had 4 wheels. So buy a suitcase with 4 wheels if you can. Even if it costs more, it's, maybe 2 wheels. 2 wheels might be cheaper, but then your arms hurt. So now what? All the other cool flight attendants who've been in the game, they have it, they're rolling it next to them, and they don't have to pull anything hard like I do. And my shoulders and collarbone, all this be hurting, and I have to change arms because I'm pulling so much stuff. Listen, don't be like me, okay? Tip number 3 tip number three. Tip number three is going to be to work out. And I say this in almost every like helpful video, but you need to work out for real, because you're sitting in the air for hours at a time. You need to have your body, your blood flow circulating. So it's best to just get on a treadmill. It doesn't even have to be like a super hard workout, but do something, lift some weights. Oh, and lifting weights is super important. Like, since I have the suitcase with 2 wheels and I'm lugging everything around, my shoulders started to hurt really bad. So I started to incorporate lifting to help, you know, build those muscles in my arms and like upper back, you know, and that's helped me a lot. I actually do resistance bands workouts. I do a lot of those workouts at least 2 to 3 times a week, just to help make sure like it doesn't hurt when I'm lugging all my stuff around. So I highly recommend that. Tip number 4 is going to be to go to the chiropractor. If you're not going to be working out, if you're not going to be doing yoga, taking care of your body, you got to do something, has to give. So really, I would say go work out and go to the chiropractor, because your body's going to be stiff from being in the air so much, and then you're sitting in that super uncomfortable jump seat. Like, something got to give. Your body is like just like this basically over time. So you definitely need to work out, drink a lot of water, go to the chiropractor, do some yoga. Like, you got to do at least 2 of those, something, and water needs to be one of them. So you got to do at least something else, you know. Tip number 5, whenever you have an overnight and you know you get in the shuttle, you go to the hotel, make sure you tip the driver. Have change, because like, okay, for instance, it's okay to not have change the first night, like you forgot, you didn't get change, whatever, but don't make the same mistake twice. Like, now your crew is judging you. We're looking like the first time I flew after IOE and I didn't have any change, and it's like I just kept forgetting, and everyone's passing their dollar and I'm just sitting there like, oh, thank you. You just look like a loser. Like, you honestly just look like a loser that doesn't even have $1 to give, to spare, you know. And you don't want to have that look. It's just not a good look. Just bring your change, have $1 for the driver. Do not make the same mistake twice. You have a 3-day bucket, you only get one time to not have any change. Don't be 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm still have my 10. I never broke it. Like, that's not cute. Okay, so bring change. Tip number 6 is going to be to pack food. Bring your lunch, because airport food is super expensive. Like, I would not recommend just winging it. Don't do that. But also, you want to bring healthy food. At least, like, let's say you have a 4-day, at least, you know, 3 meals of healthy food at the minimum. However, when it comes to packing food, pack food that you like, because look, I be trying to tell myself, oh, I'm gonna be so healthy, I'm only gonna eat healthy the next 4 or 5 days, and then I pack nothing but healthy food, salmon and broccoli, and then whatever else, healthy things, and then by day 3 I don't want to eat that no more, because I've been eating it for the past 3 days. Like, I can't eat the same food after 3 days. It has to be something different. I don't care if I packed 5 servings of it, I'm not eating anything past 3. So bring food that you actually like, switch it up, just, you know, customize it to yourself. Also, when it comes to packing your food, you want to at least pack a meal that doesn't have to be microwaved or heated up, because you just never know. When it comes to flying, you may have a trip where, I don't know, this always happens to me. I'll have one leg that's supposed to be like an hour flight, 30-minute flight, and then we'll either have a ground stop, major delays, be in the air for an extra hour because of weather. something will happen to where the food that I had that was supposed to be warmed up in an hour, now it's 5 hours. I don't want it, or just, it's always something. So if you have food that just needs to be cold, or food that you don't even have to heat up or keep cold, that works best so that you're not starving and having a Biscoff cookie diet. You don't want that. Also, let's say you do need to heat something up, you could use the hot water from the little coffee pot area, put that in a bag, and then put your food in a bag, put that bag inside of the bag of water to warm up your stuff. That's a way to warm up your stuff if you're desperate to have some warm food. Those are just my little tips for the hot and the cold food, and just bring food that you actually like, because the last thing you want to do, which is what I've done plenty of times, is pack way too much healthy, boring food, and I don't want to eat that, so I just end up throwing it away. So switch it up, add some other stuff. Tip number 7 is gonna be, make sure you have at least one cheat meal. One cheat meal is important, whether it doesn't even have to be unhealthy. It could be healthy, but just something else to look forward to than what's in your lunchbox. Because sometimes I will go on a healthy kick. I'll have a 5-day and I'm like, I'm gonna be healthy every single day. I'm gonna eat the food that I brung. I'm not gonna spend money on food. But I will have a trip that's I'll have a day, maybe 3 legs and a 3-hour sit. Then I'll have delays. The plane's supposed to leave at 4, it doesn't leave until 9. That's actually happened before. And it's just it's been a long day. You've dealt with passengers, you've been in the air. The last thing I'm trying to do is eat healthy, for real. I'm tired. And on top of that, on top of being tired, it's I would love to have a drink, but then I'm at work and you cannot drink on the job. I know all these flight attendant shows show flight attendants always drinking on the job, but you cannot drink on the job, and we get random alcohol and drug tests, so I wouldn't even chance it. I have yet to receive a drug test, so when I do get one, I'll let y'all know how that goes. I mean, obviously I'm gonna pass, but I'll let y'all know if it's back to back, because I've just heard stories where some people, they get tested 1 week and then they get tested 2 weeks later. Then I know someone else who got tested 3 times in 1 week. So I think it's just it's super random, and I haven't received mine yet. However, I do not recommend risking it all for a glass of wine. Or a shot. It's not worth it. And I've already risked it all plenty of times by commuting, so I have to pick a struggle, and I chose the risking it with commuting. I'm not gonna start it up all over again with alcohol. No, don't recommend. But anyways, yeah, so don't do the drinking or anything else, other recreational activities. Just go ahead and get yourself some Chick-fil-A and call it a day. Have that cheat meal, go to sleep, move on with your life. That was tip number 7. Tip number 8 is going to be, make use of your overnights. Now, let me tell you from a rookie perspective what I was doing. Let's say I would get a trip, I would know about it 2 days before. Cool. The day of, we get off the plane and I'm looking around. I'm like, oh my God, look at all these cool places that I could check out today. Then I finally get to my hotel. I'm looking up more places, trying to find what to do in the city. Now my phone is on 10%. Gotta charge my phone. Now I need to get ready. By this time, now I'm hungry. Not even hungry, now I'm hangry. Because I said I was gonna eat when I get off the plane, and I was looking for something to eat. and now I have to find a ride. By this time, places are closed. All this time that I spent looking for something to eat, looking for something to do, and now having to wait for my phone to charge and get ready. Now I'm tired. All of these things basically lead up to me not doing nothing and eating the food in my lunchbox and just looking at TV and going to sleep and getting ready for the next day. So I say all that to say, as the correct way to make use of your overnights is to look these things up beforehand. Once you're given a trip and it's, listed, Google Maps the hotel, see what's around the hotel. Even if there's like Walmart or Target or Whole Foods, that's the day where you can go get fresh food the day of, instead of packing so much lunch and worrying about if it's going to be, if it's not going to be cold anymore or warm anymore. That's an idea. You can, when you look up things the night before, you can ask other flight attendants. There's a Facebook group, I think it's called like The Scoop on Overnights, and there's plenty of people talking about what they have done in different overnights, food places, different outdoor activities, like water rafting, snowboarding, whatever, hikes, you name it. Just type in the airport code and you can get some information from other flight attendants about what to do in that city, so you're prepared and you don't waste your whole day. So definitely recommend that. But when you don't plan ahead and you're planning the moment that you're there, you're killing so much time that could have been out exploring. It's better to just create your itinerary, have a good time, and make use of your overnights. Do not sleep the whole time. Your life does not revolve around sleeping. Sometimes I'm talking to myself when I say this, but yeah, it's important to get rest, but you can sleep when you're dead, honestly. Get up, be a part of the 5 a.m. club, go work out, drink some water, go eat healthy, go explore, and you can still squeeze in a nap. You can do all that, and then it'll be like 12 o'clock. You can have a little 30-minute nap and then get ready for work. Showtime is at 1. Instead of sleeping until 12 and getting ready and then going straight to the shuttle at 1. Like, don't do that. That's lame. That's not a good quality of life. Then you won't enjoy your job because you don't do anything but fly on the plane, come home, or come to the hotel and go to sleep. So that's why I say make use of your overnights and actually have fun. Tip number 9 is going to be enjoy your off days. Sometimes we do go to super boring overnight places, and there is nothing to do. There's not good food compared to where you live at and what you're used to. I understand. So therefore, make use of your off days. Travel, go see friends in different areas, go travel to a new place. And I can make a video about how to travel by yourself. I've done that a couple times already, but I can make a video for you guys. If you guys want one, let me know down below in the comments. Side note from this tip, most recently I've been meeting new people and just networking, and the question will come up, what do you do for work? And I tell them I'm a flight attendant, and they'll be like, oh my god, that's so cool. And I found myself saying lately, like, it's not what you think. And it's kind of like, what I'm getting at is that I had to catch myself with saying that it's not what you think, because yes, it's not like TV, and it's not 100% like TV. Like, we're just getting off work, going to the club every night and going to super fun places. Like, no, it's not like that every night, but it's what you make it, number 1. Number 2, I do get travel benefits, so I can make the most of whatever I want to do on my days off. And most importantly, I was begging the universe for a year basically to have this job. So the last thing I want to do is be ungrateful, because, and I'm saying this to myself, but as well as you guys who want to be flight attendants, who are flight attendants, who are in training right now, like, just be thankful for the process and don't take it for granted, because it's, you know, at one point you wanted to be a flight attendant really, really bad, and now you're here. Like, now I'm here, now I'm a flight attendant. Like, I don't want to walk around with the attitude that's like, this is not what I thought it was going to be. Like, no, it's not 100% perfect. It's not like TV or whatever I imagined, but overall it's still a cool job, because we get to go to a new place. We don't have to see the same lame, boring co-workers. You get someone new basically every trip, so that's cool. You meet new people. Like, every day is literally a new day, so there's not really going to be much routine unless you want it to be a routine. And I'm on reserve, so every day is definitely a new day. But I have more things to be thankful about with this job than I do complaints, if you will, or things that they're not even complaints, they're like minuscule things. So in a nutshell, you know, don't let this job consume you. Enjoy your days off. Be thankful for where you're at. You're a flight attendant, wherever you guys are at in life. Basically, just have gratitude for the things that you manifested or prayed for, you know? So that's where I'm at right now. I'm in a space where I'm just being grateful for the things that I have, instead of, you know, doing a tit for tat for things, because that's just not a good energy to have. So yeah, that was tip number 9. Let's see. Tip number 10. If you made it this far, thank you for watching my videos. I really appreciate that. Tip number 10 more so has to do with flight attendant training. And this really should have been the first thing I ever said in any video I ever made about flight attendant training. But basically, when I was in training in Utah at the hotel, number one, the first thing is that I've noticed there was a lot of animals inside the hotel, like big dogs, small dogs, dogs everywhere, right? One day I seen one of my classmates, she was walking a dog. And so I went up to her and I was like, hey, like, you got a pet sitting job? Like, oh my God, like, I think I would like to do that. Like, how did you get into it? Like, how did you get the pet sitting job that fast? Because she's clearly walking, you know, someone's dog. This girl was like, y'all, this girl, she was like, I'm not doing a pet sitting job. This is my dog. And I was like, what? Do you live here? Do you live in Utah? And she was like, no, I don't live here. I bring my dog with me. And I was like, you can bring your dog? That's the story, because I don't want to make this long-winded. But basically, she brought her dog to training, and she had her dog the whole time during training, like in the room, because the hotel, she said that she called the hotel, and the hotel said that they allowed dogs. So she just brought her dog. And the hotel that we were staying at, I asked them, do they allow cats? Because I have a cat. And they said yes. So I'm like, had I known that, had I been able to bring Pepper to training would have been 10 times better. Like, what the heck? That was like the biggest thing. I was really like, I wish somebody would have told me that you can bring your animals. So I say all that to say that you need to do your research and see if you can bring animals, bring your pet, because kitty camp was expensive. So if somebody would have told me that I could have brought Pepper for free, normally there's a $250 charge to have an animal in the hotel, but because of COVID, they waived it. So she literally brought her dog for free. You could have brought basically any animal for free and there would have been no penalty. So I'm not saying you can bring your animals. I'm saying do your research, and see if the hotel that you're training at allows animals, and do what you will with that information. That's all I'm gonna tell y'all. So those are all my tips. Hope you guys enjoyed them. Let me know in the comments if you have any tips for me, or if these tips resonated with you, and also if there's any content that you guys want to see. Sometimes I feel like I don't know what I want to talk about next, but let me know what you want to see, what you want to hear, and I'll see you guys in the next video.